From rooftop views of the tarmac, private bedrooms, fine dining, to an incredible seat, Swiss International Airlines is known to offer a first-class product so exclusive that it's very difficult to book a ticket on points. But today, I've worked some magic and found a special way to get access to this once-in-a-lifetime first-class experience. I'm going to show you what's hiding inside this secret world and in the end share with you how I managed to book this flight without dropping the insane $15,000 it normally costs. Welcome to the Swiss First-Class Lounge, where you can enjoy fine dining, relax in elegant private suites, and savor fine wines while admiring panoramic airport views. Here, you'll get top-tier service, exclusive amenities, and a tranquil atmosphere as you prepare for departure. We're starting our day here in the Swiss First Class Lounge in Zurich, and I just have to say, this is one of my all-time favorite lounges around the world. It's just so nice, so elegant, so classy inside. I love the design, the different seating areas, the dining area, and the bar in the middle. And we haven't even checked out the best part about this lounge just yet. But first, let's go have breakfast. For breakfast, I ordered off the a la carte menu and I went with an omelette. This paired nicely with some bubbly rosé, and overall it was a delicious breakfast experience. Now let's move on to by far the highlight of this lounge. Now, this is by far the best thing about the Swiss First Class Lounge. It's these day rooms that you get to use completely to yourself. It's first come, first serve, and as soon as you reserve a day room, it's yours for as long as you're in the lounge. And check this out, you've got a very nice king-size bed, plus a full private ensuite bathroom to shower and freshen up before your flight. It's basically like a hotel room in an airport lounge. And best of all are these views of the airport tarmac here in Zurich. You can see the room comes nicely stocked with still and sparkling water, and of course we got some champagne from the bar as well. And one thing that's very special about this bed in particular is the fact that it's made out of goose down feather, and it's actually a very nice quality bed. Can't wait to get some rest over here very shortly. Time for a shower before the flight. Shower complete, and now it's time to relax for a little bit in this ever so comfortable king-sized goose feather blanket. It really is truly an incredible first-class lounge, one of the best in the world. Probably rank it 3 or 4 just behind a couple of other ones, maybe Qatar Airways, maybe Lufthansa, but Swiss really does an outstanding job with its first-class lounge here in Zurich, especially here in the Terminal E gates. So if you're flying Swiss first class or Lufthansa first class out of Zurich, if you're the same day passenger on Lufthansa first class originating from Zurich, you also get access. Definitely make time to come check out this lounge. It really is a mind-blowing experience. Now, I do also have to say that one of the best things about staying in these private rooms in the Swiss First Class Lounge is the plane spotting from the windows. Normally, there's an outdoor terrace that you can go outside. Today, it's closed for the rainy weather, but from your room, you can actually look out over all these aircraft as they take off and land. It really is an engrossing sight. Now, I wish we had all day in here, but sadly we don't. We've got a first-class flight to catch, and I do want to check out the lunch experience over in the First Class Lounge, the full dining experience, get a sense of what they have on offer. So let's pop on over. What an indulgence it is to be enjoying Swiss fondue here in the Swiss First Class Lounge, but now it's time to board. So let's go. Today we're taking off from Gate 52, and after our priority boarding call, we got our first look at this incredibly stylish seat. We have light wood finishes with dark blue accents on the seats, and the seat is complete with a pretty slow electric half-closing door, which gives you some semblance of privacy. You have some deep storage space in the armrest along with a remote and headset for the TV, and another smaller screen which I'm not too sure the point of. Then you have another smaller storage space which includes a universal AC outlet to charge your devices. The armrest area also contains your massive fold-out tray table that's better described as a dining table. First class passengers will also receive a small Wi-Fi voucher to get free internet access, which is always something that I really appreciate. And to begin the food and beverage experience aboard Swiss First Class, I ordered a glass of the Pommery Louise 2006 champagne, which was served with a small amuse-bouche on the side, and that's something that very few airlines actually serve on the ground, but Swiss does here in first class. Welcome to Swiss First Class on the A330, what promises to be a very nice flight. Let's take a quick look at what's included in the Swiss amenity kit. Inside, you have another bag by Bali, which holds all your standard amenities, but 2 bonus items are some Swiss Ricola cough drops and what appears to be both a comb and a shoehorn combined. You'll also receive a pair of these comfy slippers so you can leave your shoes off for the flight. Alright, first impressions, I am very impressed by Swiss First Class. It's been a really enjoyable welcome experience, boarding experience. Here we've been sitting on the tarmac for 20 minutes or so waiting for cargo to be loaded, but we had champagne, we had a little amuse-bouche, we had water, we had an offer for more drinks, hot towel, everything, all the works. And something I'm really looking forward to is the special menu on this flight. Now, if you're not familiar, Swiss every now and then will have have a rotating menu with Swiss-themed ingredients, and today it's truffle. There's the regular menu items, but also truffle-themed starters, main course, and dessert. And you bet I'm gonna indulge a little bit. Alright, so here we've got the regular menu, and on this side we have the truffle season menu, and there's some special items here that we get to choose from. So good timing on this flight. We're gonna do the balik salmon appetizer over here, combine that with the Jerusalem artichoke soup, and then we're gonna go veal fillet with truffle sauce. On this side, tagliatelle with white truffle, and then for dessert, the chocolate truffle with mango truffle. Tons of truffle all over the place, but hey, when Swiss gives you the truffle menu, you know what they say. It's time to take full advantage. I've got to say, the service on Swiss First has been exemplary so far. Meal service is just about getting started, but the crew saw that I was feeling a little bit chilly and proactively offered a nice little blanket to stay warm while we enjoy the meal. Okay guys, we need to have a conversation about Swiss First Class because they're one of the few top shelf first class products that actually doesn't serve caviar on the plane. Instead, they serve what's known as balik salmon, which is very nice, very juicy salmon, very expensive. And that's what we're about to dig into right here. It's my first time really appreciating balik salmon as a dish in its own right. We've got some of the very nice Louise Champagne by Pommery over here. So as we usually say, let's give this a go. It's what I would describe as almost the best way I can put it is it tastes like pure salmon. Kind of rubbery texture, juicy still, but the flavor is just out of this world. We started with the normal balik salmon appetizer, but now it's time to start experiencing the truffle menu, the special seasonal menu here in Swiss First Class. Here we've got our beef carpaccio layered with truffle on top. It looks really nice. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna drizzle some extra virgin olive oil on top, just to give it a little bit of extra flavor. There we go. Can't wait to dig into this. That is a really strong flavor, and I have a feeling this truffle menu is going to be really quite something special. Extremely truffly, salty, peppery. The little bits of meat in the soup really come through, and you don't really taste much artichoke at all. I have to say, I'm getting a little bit full, but we still got pasta, we've still got a steak, and we've still got dessert, so gotta pace myself. Now here we've got a truly decadent looking tagliatelle dish with slices of truffle elegantly drizzled on top. I really am quite spoiled here on Swiss First Class, especially on this flight with the truffle menu, but I think it's just about time to pop our fork in here and give this a go. Now, I have to say, I'm not always the biggest fan of Italian food. Not that I don't like it, it just wouldn't be my first choice. Here on this flight with Swiss First Class, some pasta, some truffle, it really is very decadent, very enjoyable, and I am having a hell of a flight so far. Alright, at long last, it's time to try the main course off the main menu, and that's of course the veal fillet over here, accompanied with some wine. I'm so full, honestly, but when you're on first class and when there's a special menu and when you're just looking out over the Atlantic Ocean and feeling blessed, you gotta indulge. So let's go ahead. You can see here, it's a very nice medium rare, and I have to say the taste is immaculate. Very, very well done by Swiss, and so far extremely impressed by the food and beverage. Alright, now we're taking a look at the Swiss A330 first class bathrooms at the front of the plane. Check out here, you've got your regular sink, a little bit of space to put your stuff, and then the amenities here, face cream, face spray, a couple of items. Over here on the side, you've got a little baby changing table folding down like this way. Mirror over here, kind of adds to the sense of space, makes it feel a bit larger. A330 isn't the biggest plane after all. And then on this side, a little bench that you can sit down in, and presumably you get to sit here and change into your pajamas, but in our case we left our pajamas back at the seat, so let's go change there. We've got the pajamas here nicely wrapped up, and here you've got the Swiss first class pajamas. Very simple black design, nice fit, and what I really love over here, this little red button on top of the black layer. So you know what? It is a daytime flight. Zurich to Montreal, 8 hours or so. There's about 3.5 hours of the flight left to go, and I think I'm going to get some rest because I've had a fair bit to eat and drink, and that naturally results in a little bit of fatigue. So I'll close my eyes for a little bit over here, and I'll speak to you later. Okay, we've woken up now. Very brief 2-hour little bit of rest. Didn't really fall asleep, just dozed off for a little bit, but they've put the cabin lights back on. It's nice and bright outside. Probably close this. Some people are still sleeping, but we've got about an hour and a half left, so now's the time to have the second meal service. Back to eating and drinking. Something I've really enjoyed about Swiss First is there's this separate menu called the Anytime Dining, and they present it to you and ask you for your preference. And so now we've got this meatloaf dish, traditional Swiss style meatloaf, a little bit of coffee, a little bit of orange juice, a little bit of pastries to wrap up the flight. And there's always something super special about enjoying your meal with your blankets still all over the place. It's kind of this breakfast in bed feeling, super luxurious. Now, I can't say I've really ever thought of meatloaf as something I would enjoy before, but I have to say, this is really, really good. So now that we're approaching Montreal, let's talk about how I actually managed to book Swiss First Class without paying the full $15,000 cash fare. If you're familiar with using points to fly in premium cabins, you might know that Swiss First Class is notoriously hard to book on points. The airline doesn't really allow any of its partners to access the first class awards, and so the best way to unlock this experience at a fraction of the cost is to actually redeem points for business class and then pay for an upgrade. That's exactly what I had done, using 60,000 Aeroplan points to book this flight in business class, and then at online check-in 24 hours before departure, I was offered the chance to upgrade to first class for around 1,400 Swiss francs. That's of course no small sum of money to part ways with, but at the end of the day, everything is relative. Compared to the full price of the first class ticket, I thought it was a pretty good deal to try out Swiss First Class and complete this long-standing bucket list item. That was another delicious truffle-inspired dish in the form of the dessert, and overall, as we're approaching Montreal now, impressions from my first experience on Swiss First Class, I have to say, very, very strong. I really enjoyed this experience. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably also want to watch one of the world's other best first-class airlines, Etihad Airways. That's a flight I took with my dad, super special one. Check out this video right here and let me know what you think is better between Etihad and Swiss.